Hello, my name is Janelle Costa, and this is my work for fall semester 2020 under the direction of Dr. Leslie Ann Warden in the Art History Department. My research centers around late Roman cooking pots in the Harga Oasis in Egypt. Located west of the Nile, this oasis served as an intersection for trade routes throughout a majority of recorded Egyptian history. It's marked out here by the star, and this photo in the top left-hand corner is a Roman-era structure, a fort called Ab Dabadib. Caravans would stop here before eventually moving further on into the desert. Even before the Roman occupation of Egypt in the 1st century BCE, the Egyptians were in contact with different peoples across the Mediterranean through trade. This played into the thriving pottery industry, which was still going strong by the late Roman Empire in the 3rd century CE. Although they made numerous types of vessels, my research centers around cooking pots specifically. Of the various types of wheels the Egyptians used to create pottery, cooking pots were often made on fast kick wheels. In the illustration on the left side of the poster, right here, a modern fast kick wheel from Egypt is depicted. The wheels have changed a little over time. By using their foot to propel the bottom disc of the wheel, the potter was able to shape the clay with 2 hands rather than having one be occupied with turning the wheel. This technology, as compared to a simple wheel, which requires that the potter turn the wheel by hand, it allowed the potter to have much more control in the shaping of the vessel. Increasing the centrifugal force made it so that less concentration was required in this aspect. It's possible to discern the different types of wheel a vessel could have been made on by looking at the body of the vessel. If there are horizontal lines present, either on the interior or exterior, a more sophisticated type of wheel was used. These lines are referred to as rilling lines. They are imprints from where the potter had placed their fingers on the vessel during the shaping process. These vary in length, depth, and intensity, in part based on the type of wheel used. One example of rilling lines can be seen over here in the corner. That shows the interior of a potsherd from a vessel that was made on a fast kick wheel, though not from this site specifically. Many of the cooking pots found in the Harga Oasis, however, do show these tightly packed and consistent rilling lines, and these help to serve to categorize a vessel. The stronger these marks are, the more force that was used to create them. Some examples of these cooking pots can be seen in the center column of the poster. The 2 bottom images are inkings of vessels that were most likely used for cooking. Both of these pots show examples of long and strongly defined rilling lines. They could also be organized by observing the rims. The top image in the center is a typical example of a rim, which curves just slightly outward. The body itself is a closed form. This means that the top-down view of the vessel is impeded because of the narrower shape of the rim as compared to the body. The picture in the bottom center is also an example of what a cooking pot could look like. The rim is much more different as it has handles and it also has a known flat base. These handles could have given the user a place to grip the pot while it was hot. However, this pot is somewhat of an anomaly. Cooking methods also affect the shape of the pot. Unlike modern ovens, the technology the Egyptians had access to was often an open fire or a structure propped up above coals. This meant that it was often more practical to have a round base on a pot rather than a flat one. One example of this rounded base can be seen in the top right-hand corner of the poster right here. This inking is from the site, and it provides a great example of what a cooking pot probably would have looked like. These pots often do not survive in their entirety, hence why the middle inking only shows the rim and partial body of the vessel. Shape evidently greatly affects use. Cooking pots were not used to store goods for a long period of time, so their base was rounded as the prior was the cooking process. They would be impractical for, say, storing liquids. Other vessels, such as keg and amphora, would have been used to store or transport liquids. These 2 examples in the bottom right-hand corner are of a keg and of an amphora. Their much narrower rims and differently shaped bodies each have their own purposes, but neither serve well in the cooking process. The center image of the poster is a modern recreation of a cooking pot in use. In an example done by archaeologists in the ERC-funded project across borders, they were focused on fuel types, but just so happened to have used pots of the same shape and material that the pots at Harga Oasis are made of. As you can see, they propped up the vessel using stones and placed the pot directly above the fuel source. These cooking pots are the result of a culmination of centuries of pottery manufacture and development through the technology that they used. They provide insight into what daily life was like for the common person in Egypt. I look forward to developing my research more in the future. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to email me at jfcosta@mail.roanoke.edu, and I will answer any questions you have to the best of my ability. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate you giving me your time.